This is Will Aubrey with 89.7 and Murray Sportsnet, and I'm here with Coach Chris Champion, head football coach at Callaway County High School. And Coach, you've just gotten practice started. How are things going so far?
So far everything's been really positive. We've got a good number of kids out. I think we've got between 54 and 56 kids out. Leadership from the seniors has been really good. I mean, they're setting a really good tone for our practices. Kids are just excited to be out there right now, and even though it's been a little hot and a little wet from time to time, they've done really good so far. So I've been really impressed with the team so far.
I know you haven't had too many days of practice yet, but at this point, does anybody stand out?
Yeah, we've got some older kids that I believe are really going to do well for us. Just thinking of a few plays that I've seen so far, but Swepker and Garrett Lovett, and we've got a good quarterback battle going on between Foster and Orange, and I say both of those guys are going to help and going to contribute. Defensively, we've had some really good leadership over there. Jameson Owens looks really good for us, and Isaac Smith, the linebacker, and really I could go on and on about 4 or 5 other guys that are just really doing a good job for us. Of course, when you put shoulder pads on, it tells a whole different story, and we always joke around that everybody looks good without shoulder pads, but once we get hitting, we'll see who looks good then. So,
as far as schemes, will you be doing anything different from what Coach Garrison did during his tenure here?
Yeah, I believe so. Of course, coming from Mayfield, we were a spread team with kind of our own nuances about it. To be honest, I haven't really looked a whole lot in depth of what they did last year. We've got a brand new coaching staff, and we're bringing in, kind of tweaks to, we will be running a spread type offense if the personnel that we have works for that. And so far it's looking like it is, but between the coaches I have, Coach Price coming from Graves County, and Coach Burkeen, who's been at Austin Peay and Murray State, and Coach Dial, I think we're going to see a lot of different styles, because we're coming from so many different areas, and so far I really like what we put together.
What about on the defensive side?
Defensively, we're still playing with those numbers. It really revolves around, do you want to be a 4 lineman defense or a 3 lineman defense? And right now it's looking like we have a lot of skill guys and several, quite a bit of depth at linebacker. We may be leaning towards a 3-man front, but we're really still trying to find our identity offensively and defensively. The one thing that we're going to do here is we're going to figure out what works best for the kids that we have. We're not going to force them to do a system that they're going to fail at. So, like I said, we're still kind of waiting, and we have hopes of what we want to do. And when we get pads on, and if we have to make adjustments to put them in the best spot to win, that's what we'll do.
Let's talk about the schedule a little bit. I believe you begin August 24th against Murray High.
I do. Yep. Yeah.
And that's listed as a home game, but I assume that will be at Stewart Stadium as it is most years?
No, that's actually going to be here at home at Callaway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're making that switch this year. I don't know exactly what all went into that decision, but when they asked me, do you want it to be at home at Callaway or do you want it to be at Roy Stewart Stadium? And I said, well, I want to be at home. So
okay, cool.
We've got a big enough stadium to hold everybody, and we put a lot of work into our football field and a lot of work in this facility, and I'm super excited to open up with that type of atmosphere. As a first-time head coach, it's a little nerve-wracking, that being your first game, but I'm excited that we kind of get to open up this new era of football with a game like that, because I know that the Murray-Callaway games have always been phenomenal games, and if I've ever been able to watch one, if we weren't playing at Mayfield, I would always come to that game if we were off that week, and it's always just a phenomenal atmosphere. It's a good community for football.
And then I believe the second week you have Metcalfe County here at home. Is that right, or am I mistaken?
Yes, sir. Yeah, we have Metcalfe at home, and decided, of course, we went 0-9 last year, so hopefully we have quite a bit of payback on all these guys that we're playing. We have Metcalfe, and then after that we'll be away at Marshall. We'll be away for a few weeks after that. So
5 straight weeks.
Five straight weeks of away, but at least we get to finish off here at home, and hopefully we do well enough. We get some home playoff games as well.
And as I understand it, there's no game at Pikeville, and the fans that I've talked to are cheering that.
Well, the fans of Pikeville are not cheering that. That was a tough decision to make, but when it came down to it, Fulton County had a game that just happened to open up. They needed a home game that same week. And just making decisions in the best interest of this football program. We needed to change that game. Now, we aren't scared to play Pikeville. We just didn't need to financially travel across the state of Kentucky for an away game, and so we made that decision. And like I said, it's pretty popular here at Callaway, but I'm sure we're not the most popular people in Pikeville right now. So,
well, I guess it won't be too long before we have Meet the Lakers event.
We're still working on that schedule. Of course, Mr. King and the administration is organizing that. We are going to have a red and white scrimmage and family day on August the 10th.
Okay.
I believe right now we're having that event catered, and families can come in, and we'll have tables set up, and I don't know the price or anything, but either way, they'll come in and buy a plate of food, and we'll all sit and eat dinner together. It's a way I can get to know a lot of families and see some other people in the community, and so while our kids are warming up, stretching and all that, families will be eating dinner, and then hopefully we'll get together and have a good little red and white scrimmage, and then if we have a Meet the Lakers night, I'm still not sure when that date will be yet.
Any final words you'd like to add?
Just so far, I just kind of want to give some props and thanks to the kids and the families and especially the administration here. It's been an unbelievable transition. Moving from Mayfield and coming over to Callaway, but so far between boosters and parents and kids and especially the administration, Mr. King, Mr. Butler, Mr. Smith, and Mr. Settle, they have all just been phenomenal in helping get this program turned in the right direction, and anything that we've needed, they've really been there to support us. So just kind of want to give a shout out to those guys and say thanks, and hopefully we have a good season.
All right. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.